So, Shannon, what does Emmitt mean by saying all of this?
Well, Skip, Emmitt is probably one of the foremost authorities to talk about this because he was in a long, protracted contract dispute with Jerry Jones. And you remember, Skip, he ended up missing the first 2 games of the season. They go 0-2, and somehow they get the deal done. Not only does he wins the MVP, and I think, Skip, that year he also won Super Bowl MVP. So Emmitt is very qualified to talk about this. I think the thing is what he's saying, Skip, look, the longer this thing drags out, and you know this, and we've talked about this, Skip, since we found out that Dak was going to get franchise tagged. You thought he was going to get signed because everybody, well, he's going to get it done before the season. He's going to get it done during the season. He's going to get it done immediately after the season. And here we are, and I always thought it was going to be the franchise tag. But the franchise tag creates bad blood because basically what you're telling the player, now, Dak in this situation has no issues off the field. He has no red flag. So that one's off the table. So basically what Dak is deducing from what you're doing to him is saying, you need to see more. You don't believe that you're as good as the money that you're asking for. Now, I've heard Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and even Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless has come on this show every day for 4 years. Dak Prescott is going to win multiple Super Bowls. Jerry and Stephen Jones, he's a franchise guy and can win multiple Super Bowls. Time to get paid. Well, I don't know. He did lose this game against the Saints. He did lose this game against Philly. He didn't play particularly well. I don't like what happened in New England. It's the same thing. I went through it. In the paper, everybody, coaches have said, Shannon Sharpe, he's turned himself into a hell of a blocker. I love the way he plays. He plays all the time. Behind closed doors, it's time to get that contract. Well, you know, Shannon, the blocking is not where it needs to be. You're not the complete tight end and such and such. But that's not what you just said. No, I got the papers to prove it. And so what Jerry is doing, Skip, Jerry cannot compete. He can't catch the football. He can't throw a pass. So he looks at contract negotiation as his football. He's playing against said player. And if he wins that, well, I won. Because Dak is looking at it, well, I saw you give Lyle Collins. I saw you give all these linemen. I saw you play Zeke. I saw you play DeMarcus Lawrence. I saw you play Jalen Smith. Now it comes to me. You want to draw a line in the sand and use analytics to why I shouldn't get paid. You're creating a situation, Skip, that you don't need to create, and you're making bad blood with the position that you don't really need to have bad blood with. So Emmitt said, this is not the time to be playing chicken, Jerry. Get the deal done and move on. Dak is going to be what you believe he was going to be when you've been hyping him for the last 4 years. He's going to be that. Now pay the man and keep it moving.
You just said so many wrong things, I don't know where to start. But I'll go to Jerry Jones.
Wherever you like.
I remind you,
Yep.
No owner currently in the National Football League played football, am I forgetting anybody? Played football at a higher level than Gerald Wayne Jones Jr., who was a starting guard for a national championship team at Arkansas, along with his teammate Jimmy Johnson. So my point is, I don't see what you're talking about. Jerry is the other way from what you describe him. He's not trying to lord it over football players because he's a frustrated pro football player. Baloney.
Yes,
he tends to overpay everybody. They're all his sons. He wants to buddy up and rub elbows. He feels like he's one of them. He feels like he belongs in the locker room with them, so he overpays everybody. And I believe he was ready to overpay Dak. You can make a case that the offer that's on the table right now would be more than Dak is worth. But now let's go to Emmitt Smith. You say, Emmitt's right. Just pay the man. Here we go again with yet another ex-player who has no earthly idea what he's talking about. Yesterday, it was the former Eagle, Donovan McNabb. Today, it's one of the most beloved Dallas Cowboys, an ambassador for the Cowboys, Emmitt Smith. And yet you say, Emmitt knows what he's talking about because he went through this. No, he didn't go through the same thing. Wrong again. Let's go back to 92, 93. I was there, just like I was there to cover The Last Dance in 98. I was right in the middle of that contractual squabble and holdout and dispute. Emmitt Smith was coming off back-to-back rushing titles. Emmitt Smith's team had just won the Super Bowl. And in that Super Bowl, Emmitt had been really good because he carried it 22 times against Buffalo for 108 yards, and he caught 6 more passes in that game. And yet, right on schedule, Thurman Thomas, who had lost that game badly to the Dallas Cowboys, who got completely shut down in that game, had 11 carries for 19 yards, in part because Dallas just blew him out and got ahead so quickly. But Thurman Thomas had just gotten a new deal that paid him $13.5 million over 4 years. It sounds like low money, but in those days, 92, going in 93, was a lot of money. Okay, so Emmitt wanted like $1 more than Thurman Thomas because he's saying, I just won back-to-back rushing titles and beat him in the Super Bowl and badly outplayed him. So he was in the third year of his rookie contract. He had one more year to go before he would hit the free agency market. Everything was different then, and yet he just said, I think I deserve more money now, but he still had a year to go on his contract. And to Jerry's credit, he did dig in, but then after they lost the first two games, they lost at Washington, they lost to Buffalo at home, 13-10, and Charles Haley took his helmet and literally made a hole in the locker room wall with it. Jerry said, okay, I give up. I'll pay him $1 more. And he paid him $13.6 million to Thurman Thomas's $13.5 over 4 years. So he gave him $100,000 more, and Emmitt was happy. I still didn't think Emmitt got quite enough there, that he deserved more, because he goes on from that point, the rest of that year after missing 2 games, he was the MVP of the regular season and, as you point out, the Super Bowl. And he went on to make 5 more Pro Bowls and become the all-time leading rusher in the history of football. So it was worth the price of admission at that point. Now we get back to Dak. Emmitt's point of view is so simplistic and unrealistic. He's like, you guys don't play chicken anymore. Just get this thing done. They've been trying to get it done for a year and 3 months. They've been playing chicken for a year and 3 months. You can't say, you guys, quit digging in against each other. Quit calling each other's bluff. Emmitt, are you watching what's happening? They've entered the danger zone. It is do not invite them. I've told you again and again, my sources tell me that Dak and his new agent, Todd France, are asking for outrageous out-of-bounds money for a quarterback who is 1-2 in the postseason, 1 home victory in a playoff game, and who last year didn't have his best year. They put up some big numbers. I give you, some were in garbage time, some were empty calories. But in the biggest games, down the stretch at New England, at Philadelphia, Dak didn't play his best. And they went 8-8, and he did not make the Pro Bowl. And now you're talking about the kind of money up into the 40s per year, 40+ million per year for a shorter time, 4 years, with up to $150 million guaranteed. It's the kind of contract that Mahomes will ask for. And if they give Dak that, it's foolish. It's stupid money because Dak isn't worth that much. We keep going back and forth. I told you I rank Dak right now on the edge of the top. I got him 10th among quarterbacks. He's not a top 5 quarterback to me. Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl. I'll give him number 1 right now over Lamar. Oh, I should say over Tom Brady, and then Lamar. We'll talk about this in a little bit. But the point is
you had it right.
That, hey, no, I didn't have it right. But the point is that Dak, the offer right now on the table of 35, I think it's $36 million a year with 110 guaranteed is tremendous money. He should take that deal. And the weapons around him have become sensational because they added CeeDee Lamb. But the point Emmitt is missing is Jerry just pulled an ace right out of his sleeve. When I least expected it, he landed Andy Dalton for no money, for $3 million a year base. And all of a sudden, he doesn't just have a plan B, he's got a plan 1A. He's got a 3-time Pro Bowler who in his first 5 years in Cincinnati with the Bungles averaged winning 10 games a year for 5 years. So all of a sudden, so Emmitt's like, you guys there's no time for playing chicken. Just get this done. It's not that simple, Emmitt. This is hitting the skids. Go ahead.
I can't. First of all, I told you last year this deal wouldn't get done. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be done by opening day. No, it's not. I ain't want to get into all these sources and this and that. That's neither here nor there. But I told you the deal wasn't getting done. Now, back to this. I cannot believe my ears. People at home, do you hear this? Skip Bayless, the guy that hit Andy Dalton over his head for the last 5 years, now that he's on the Cowboys and he wants Dak to sign a bull jive contract, Andy Dalton is 1A to Dak Prescott 1. Let that sink in for just a second. You see how this thing works? Now, as long as that, whoa. No, listen, this is my turn. This is my turn. I gave you your turn. All this hype, Dak is going to win multiple Super Bowls. Jerry and Steven, he's a franchise quarterback. We want him for a long time. We want you for a long time, but we want you on our terms. And if you don't accept our terms, because this is what owners do, they do a great job of this, releasing the money that said player is turned down, knowing that the general population will never, ever see that kind of money. And they ought to, and I don't know how they've convinced this, but owners have done a great job. Billionaires have convinced the regular public, the fans, that the millionaires are greedy. And fans buy in, yeah, Dak, you being greedy. You should just be grateful you got a job and you're not even worth that. Whoa, wait a minute. What about the guy? What about the billionaire? Is he not greedy? Of course not. But somehow owners have convinced fans that players are greedy. But Skip, this is what I don't understand. Where was all of that when I was saying last year, giving him those bad grades, and you kept giving him A's and B's? Now it's time to get paid. All you do is dole out F's. What's going on? What am I missing? What am I missing now that I wasn't missing then?
I gave him C's for at New England and at Philadelphia. And again, I'm giving him a big contract. What's that?
I said, what about the A's and B's that you were giving him?
He deserved them. He's good. I got him in the top 10. That's pretty great. But I don't have him above Mahomes and Deshaun, who are about to get paid. And again, everybody's saying, Jerry, hurry and pay him before they get paid and set the bar higher. Hurry and pay him money that's going to be even beyond the bar that they set? It's absurd.
No, it's not that. No.
He's asking for too much. And you say, Jerry always wants it at his terms. Was it at his terms with DeMarcus Lawrence? Was it his terms with Zeke? No, it was their terms. He overpaid them. Go across the offensive line. Overpaid. Everywhere I look, it's overpaid. Amari Cooper, did he deserve $100 million? No, and they gave it to him in part because they feared he would go to Washington, to their rival Redskins. Shannon,
if you look at
this kind of money that we're talking about is 40+ million. It's going to wreck the salary cap. He's not that great. I can't make a case that Dak Prescott's on a Hall of Fame arc. They have a really talented offense. They just added CeeDee Lamb. I got CeeDee fever. It's going to be special to watch. Dak should feel blessed. He should feel grateful. He's got a bona fide, fair offer on the table right now. Plus, he has at least 12 national TV commercials because he's the quarterback of America's team. It plays in, it factors. He's got it all, and he's going to hold out for absurd money. He's hurting the team, maybe wrecking the team's chances. He's holding out of virtual OTAs. He's going to miss training camp. I think he's prepared to miss real games. I'm losing some respect for my guy, Dak Prescott, because my guy wouldn't do that. My guy has such football character that he would not sacrifice the team's success for his greed and his negotiation. I'm sorry, the offer on the table is more than fair. He should take it. To Emmitt's point, that would work.
You see what you did? Dak is being greedy. Dak is being selfish. But nothing about Jerry. Jerry's being greedy. Jerry's being selfish. Difference is between all of those guys had years left. He did the left tackle, Tyron Smith. He did the center. He did the right guard with years left on their contract. Only DeMarcus Lawrence had no years left on his contract. Amari Cooper had no years left on his contract. But Jalen Smith, those linemen, Lyle Collins, they had years. Dak Prescott plays a more important position than all of those guys, and he's at the end of his contract. So now, you've made me navigate these shark-infested waters, and I came out on the other side. Yes, I'm breathing heavy. And now you want me to give you a discount when you would not give me the money a year ago. No way, no how. And guess what? I'm going to stand firm, and I'm going to let you win with Andy Dalton. I mean, because he's your 1A now. Now, I've never heard anybody say that basically from the first game, I mean, 2016, everybody thought he was better than Andy Dalton. Now that he won't accept the Cowboys' offer, now he's 1A. Hold on. Didn't they just get Joe Burrow? How the hell, if you're a 1A quarterback and you get the #1 overall pick, how is that possible?
I don't know. I'll take him. And again, I never shamed him on Undisputed because Shannon, over the last 4 years, I don't think I ever mentioned his name on Undisputed until right now.
Yeah, but you didn't mention his name, but now he's 1A to Dak Prescott because Dak won't take that bull jive contract. Right.
Well, he's a viable option. That's all I'm saying. If this quarterback wants to say, okay, I hold out, I'll take Andy Dalton. So would you.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.